back to my channel. By the time this video goes up, it will be New Year. So happy New Year. I really hope that I'm not even kidding, and I'm not just saying this, I pray for you guys all of the time. I pray for you guys that are sad, that are suffering, that are just going through something, feeling stuck, feeling like you're in a rut. And I really truly pray that this year, whatever shackles you are bounded by are broken free, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys so much. I kind of regretted not, I think because I've recorded my New Year's Eve tutorial so far before New Year's Eve, I didn't really get to do like an end of the year message. So hi, welcome back. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Let's get this money this year. Let's hustle. Let's do amazing things. Let's continue to grow as a family here on my channel, on and off of YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I haven't done a favorites video in a while, in quite a few months. And I kind of feel like because it was getting closer and closer to the end of the year, it was just like, why don't I just save it for my end of the year best stuff? By the way, I do have to honorably mention all of the people that follow me on Twitter. All of my social media handles are Jackie Aina now, and they've been that way for a while. Everyone who follows me on Twitter suggests products and interacts with me. Thank you. A lot of the products that I'm going to be talking about today are suggestions purely from you guys. So I appreciate all the interaction. This video is going to be long. I'm going to be talking about a lot of products. I'm going to have every genre covered, from primers, foundations, eyeshadows, lipsticks. I have a lot of products. I have a lot of makeup. You guys know that. You can see it in the background. When I'm doing my makeup, when I reach for it, what makes me go, yes, yes? I'm like, okay, if it doesn't make me go, yes, when I'm reaching for it, I can't feature it in the video. So anyway, these are all of the products for the year of 2015 that absolutely stole my heart. It doesn't mean that other products that I used throughout the year I did not love. I just was not as wowed about them as much as all of the products I'm going to mention today. All right, so I got a few setting sprays that I want to talk about. The first few are from Pixi. I kind of separate my drugstore items from lower end to top tier, because I do believe there's such thing as top tier drugstore. I definitely feel like Pixi's at the top of them. I like Glow Mist when I kind of want to remove that powdery look. This is what I have on today. So as you can see, my skin is glowy and dewy. Personally, sometimes throughout the year, I take products that help suppress acne, and if you guys know, a lot of those products that help stop acne are super, super, super drying, girl, drying. What I started doing was I just bought, well, actually my friend, shout out to my girl Noor, who's also here on YouTube. Thank you. She didn't like it, so she gave me this. Instantly, if you have dry patches, dry flaky skin, instantly refreshes it. And then what I would like to do is to kind of repair my makeup if it started to peel off, which it sometimes would in public. I would just spray my skin first and then take the back of my finger and smooth it out. The Smashbox Primer Water is probably another product that's kind of controversial, because a lot of people are like, it doesn't really do anything. I don't use it as a primer. I just like it as an after step, when you don't want that powder caked up look. This just kind of tones it down. I have quite a few primers that you might be surprised to see on here. The obvious is probably going to be the Becca Evermatte Poreless. This is probably the strongest. If primers came prescribed, I would think Becca would be a prescription primer, because it is that. It's your makeup ain't going nowhere. So much so that I cannot use this all over my face, because it's really, really mattifying. It's got that silicone kind of feel to it. Another primer that's kind of quite similar is actually the entire range of primers that Makeup Forever released this year are phenomenal. They have a mattifying one, which I rotate between with the Becca. And then I also went out and bought the Radiant Primer. I also have I think they have a hydrating one, and the hydrating one I only use around my mouth. And that one really helps to kind of prep my skin when I know I'm a little drier that day. I like the fact that they have a full range of primers, not just a matte one, not just a glowy one. It's they kind of have a little bit of everything. But my all-time favorite primer of this year, I can't believe you guys are gonna say this, because the first time I used it, I actually used it in a video, and it was an epic all the way get your life fail when I used it. And if you see the video, you'll know why, and I will link it down below in the description box. But the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, honestly, I never thought I would say this, but this one has beat out the Becca Evermatte Primer and the Makeup Forever Step 1 Base, simply because I feel like those are super mattifying. And sometimes, as many of you guys know, when you have oily skin, your skin is overproducing what you're taking away or what it's not getting a lot of. So when you start trying to make your skin look too matte, I feel like it makes my skin more oily. Whereas the Hourglass Mineral Veil, which I did wear today, I think it perfectly balances the skin. I think it doesn't make you look or feel perfectly matte. It kind of leaves like that milk of magnesia film, so be very careful, but I love, love, love the way that this balances the natural oils in my skin. It doesn't mattify too much, and it obviously affects the long wearability of my makeup. I don't have to blot as much. From drugstore, my favorite skin light, when I like barely there foundation, probably would have to be the Black Opal True Color. I love this entire line of foundations, and the fact that you can find it at the drugstore is even better. It is beautiful. It is skin-like. I really, really like this foundation. The finish is beautiful. Oh my God. It's not matte. I don't know why it says it's a, I think it says it's a matte finish. It's not matte, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble. If you're looking for a matte, if you're looking for a matte foundation, you're not gonna find it in this. I would say this is more of a skin-like, not even really semi-matte. I would say it's definitely skin-like, but it's not dewy. The next one is another one of my barely there foundations. It's actually not really a foundation. They market this as a BB water, the Smashbox Camera Ready BB water. I did a video with them this year and they sponsored the product. I tried it for the first time on camera. Was highly, like, those first impressions videos, guys, like, it doesn't get any more raw and real than that. If I like a product and I say it on camera, I'm not just saying it just for the sake of saying it, you know, like, I don't get anything out of saying I like the product, you know. Money is money. Like, I can find other ways to make money, just being honest. But I really, really like this product because it doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup at all. Now, when I want that same finish, but I want a little bit more coverage, I'm gonna reach for my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Whoever formulated these foundations, not just like the finish and all that, but the shades, when they extended the darker shades. Now, I know not every dark-skinned woman has golden undertones like I do, but sometimes I feel like a lot of cosmetic brands, they run too pink or too red when they get darker, or they start oxidizing and they start looking funky. This is literally my skin in a bottle. I'm not even kidding. It's completely worth the hype. It's got the perfect mix of like neutral and gold, so it's like not to one or the other, if that makes sense. Right now, my favorite skin-like, perfect coverage, perfect finish is the Charlotte Tilbury Retouch Stick. It's actually not a foundation. It's marketed as a like stick. I guess you're supposed to like put it in your bag or something, and it's supposed to be just for like spots, but Lord. This all over the face, I don't even, like, look how flawless this looks. Shade 10 all over my face, shade 9 for like the under eye highlight. I've been all the way here for everything Marc Jacobs has touched this year. Everything, his eyeshadows, his lip line, his brushes, but more importantly, the Genius Gel foundation is, oh my God, like, I look forward for, you know what, it's funny because the first time I tried it, I was just like, it's just another foundation. Maybe I just wasn't really paying attention to my skin enough. I don't know what I did to prep my skin that day, but I look forward to reaching for this foundation. It looks like my skin, it's lightweight. And then I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit because I also use his Remarkable, and I cannot say enough amazing things about Remarkable. However, there's a bit of a controversy about it turning gray around the mouth area, and I'm not even kidding. I did not realize that was happening to me because I didn't realize until later on. I never wear this foundation on its own. I always wear it with Genius Gel. So with Genius Gel, it doesn't do that to me. But one day I sat down to record a video, I did my makeup, I put on Remarkable, and girl, it was like cast white, like I literally was watching it turn. It was the weirdest thing ever. Marc Jacobs, y'all need to fix that. But with Genius Gel, I don't have that problem. And I almost kind of feel like this is more ideal as a concentrated pigment than it is to be used on its own. I think this product used with other foundations is like the ultimate key to success. But on its own, it's just really, 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 really heavy. When I mean heavy, I mean it's very heavy. It reminds me a lot of my other favorite, which is Estee Lauder Double Wear. These are like two peas in a pod. However, the texture of Remarkable is more velvety. This one is going to give you more of a matte finish. So I love Remarkable to death, but on its own, it's okay. And another thing I wanted to mention is a lot of people are not really a fan of this. I don't know what you would call this, but I like it because I use it as a concentrated pigment. So literally what I do is full face of Genius Gel, blend that out, blah, blah, blah. One spot, one spot, one spot, one spot. You have the perfect, I'm not even kidding. I really feel like this foundation should come with a warning label. It is that pigmented. And I don't think you realize that until you take a picture and you're like, okay, line of demarcation around the chin. That's what's up. Cool. Very nice. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD was the best thing they've launched this year. The best thing. Like, I wasn't really all that here for the old formula of the HD foundation. I can feel and see the difference between Ultra HD. Slightly more coverage. I love the finish. It's like that semi-matte finish, but it still lets my skin, like, I just feel like I put it on and it makes my skin look better than what it is. Okay, so if we want to talk about cream products, I love Sacha Cream to Powder because it's the perfect shade match. It's just about a neutral, it's almost kind of like a perfect neutral. They run more yellow tone, but I feel like this one is quite on the neutral side. The shade that I use is Perfect Spice. When I want to have a little bit of coverage, but I want my skin to feel like I'm wearing water. Actually, this reminds me a lot of the Smashbox BB Water Bending Cushion Foundation. This is the Lancome Miracle Cushion. Thank God they launched this because this was obviously modeled after a lot of Korean makeup brands and technology of the cushion foundations that they have. I have a few powders that I really, really like this year. Most of you guys are already gonna know what I'm gonna say. I have to mention Sacha Buttercup just because I like a powder that is golden yellow because it matches my undertones. I love the Buttercup powder because it doesn't cause flashback, at least not on me. It's got the perfect amount of neutrality and it's also golden because my undertones are golden. So I'm always looking for something that's a little like off-white. And then the Black Up powder is something that I've been reaching for religiously for the past, like, actually longer than a year, because I started using Black Up in like 2013 and I love their stuff. It's velvety to touch and they just started carrying them in Sephora, so I think that's awesome. I don't usually reach for pressed powders as much as I do loose powders, but if I do, 9 times out of 10 I will use the L'Oreal True Match. This is their press, it's just their super blendable makeup. I like it because it's not too red, it is cool tone. I use the shade C8 Cocoa and it's got a nice amount of coverage. You can also kind of like blend it into the skin. It performs quite nicely. Good job, L'Oreal. A few of my favorite concealers this year on the more full coverage scale is the Tarte Maracuja Creases Concealer. This one did scare me a little bit because it's heavy, but I love the way it blends out. It's super creamy and it's pretty easy to work with, and it's got a nice amount of coverage. The NARS Creamy Radiant is what I use when I want a little bit more of a skin-like finish. I like it because when I put it on, it's not going anywhere, but it's not matte either, if that makes sense. It literally is radiant. It adds like that bounce back under the eye. Not flashback, it just fills in gaps, I guess, because I have that under crease eye thing. And then lastly, the LA Girl Pro Conceal, surprisingly, is, in my opinion, actually works better as foundation than it does concealer. I mean, the concealer is flawless, absolutely flawless. I love it. But some days I reach for these and I put them all over my face and it gives you the perfect skin-like finish. The coverage is beautiful and it's not like super dewy or super oily. It's just beautiful. As for my favorite brow products are, actually, surprisingly, one is from Maybelline, their Brow Duo. I really like the texture of this pencil and the way that it just kind of sets. Some brow pencils just move around way too much, but this one doesn't. And then I'm all the way living for the IT Cosmetics Super Skinny Brow Pencils that they launched. They came out with, I think, like 7 or 8 shades. So I go back and forth between Auburn and Dark Brown. And I never thought I would actually like a brow powder, but Kelly Baker has convinced me. I like this brow powder because it's like ashy, dark brown. It's not like really too brown. I don't know. I just like it because it's ashy. I think I just tend to go towards things that have a little bit more ash in them, especially because of my hair color. Now, these are the mascaras. You guys already know what I'm going to say because I'm crazy. But the Too Faced Better Than Sex, for many obvious reasons. By the way, if you have not seen my video on their YouTube channel, you have to check it out. It adds volume. Like, it's the perfect all-in-one mascaras because not all mascaras are made to do the same things. And Benefit Zero is a perfect example of that. This one is a better separating mascara than it is thickening. Even though it can get the job done, if I really have to kind of like work at it, it'll do it. But this is something that I like to use on top of other mascaras to kind of like remove the clump. And L'Oreal Ms. Manga is just, for me, everything for a drugstore mascara. I love the way that this thickens. It's got that flimsy, yeah. A couple of you guys have asked me, is your wand flimsy? It is flimsy. I don't know, I've just kind of learned to adjust it. I don't know how they've got this mascara to work so well, I don't know if it's the shape of the brush head or wet, but it is bomb and I love it. I literally buy them in like 3 at a time. All right, let's start with eyes. All right, let's get into some eyes. We're almost done, bear with me. I have lashes. I've never been like inspired to wear lashes as much as I have like in the past 2 months. I don't know why. And Lena Lashes, this Cocoa set, damn it, I'm gonna use it until every lash falls off, because they're like, my lashes are already naturally thick, so there's so many styles that I can't wear because they look absolutely foolish on me, but I'm living for Cocoa. Living for Cocoa. I would say the award for best single eyeshadows this year has to go to ColourPop because they're inexpensive. They have a ton of shades for like every scenario. I do wish there were more mattes, but the color payoff is insane, and for them to only be $6, like what? Who does that? That's amazing. These are the Stila, what are these? Magnificent Metal Eyes. When I want high shine, high pigment, I reach for these. These are great like topper shadows. My go-to everyday wear palette this year is from Jouer, the Ready to Wear palette. It's got the perfect amount of neutrals. This is like my everyday, if I want to smoke it out a little bit, I'm putting this in my bag. I'm definitely traveling with this palette because it's small, it's the perfect size. And then when Makeupgeek launched the duochrome shadows this year, I feel like this was the perfect addition to the already existing shadows because I love the shimmer, the color payoff. I like the fact that it's like one color over here, one color over there, tomato, pigs in a blanket, smoking a pancake. I don't know, like what is it? Is it pink? Is it green? Another amped up version of the Jouer Ready to Wear palette, I would say, is the Bomb Nude. Is this Nude? Yeah, this is the Nude Dude palette. The Nude Dude one is nice, but I feel like I reach for the Nude Dude more because of the like maroon colors and the rose golds and the golds and everything else. Like I just like this palette. I love this palette. And then lastly, my top palette of all time is probably everyone else's top palette of all time this year, and that is the Morphe 350 palette. And I didn't like, it's not something that like the first thing that comes to mind when I think of my favorite palette, but I sat down and I realized like if I'm gonna do my eyes and I don't really know what else to do, I'll likely either grab for 2 palettes, the Jouer Ready to Wear eye palette or the Morphe, because it's got every warm eyeshadow palette. I mean, there could be some improvements, but it's just, come on, really, like really. Some cream eyeshadows I wanted to mention only because I'm that obsessed with them is Charlotte Tilbury, the Eyes to Mesmerize. I eventually want to own all of them. I think right now I have about 5 or 6 of them. My top favorites are Mona Lisa. I know a lot of people are sick of seeing Mona Lisa. It's the perfect rose gold color, and then Verushka, which is like an olive green. And if you like more of a cream stick, the Jouer cream eyeshadow crayons have been my travel buddies this year. I take them everywhere. They're beautiful enough to be worn on their own. Moving on to cheek products, every blush from Milani, because they're like, again, that top tier drugstore that I am all the way living for. The blushes are beautiful, and my Sacha powder bronzer is like bae. I don't really contour a lot. I'm sorry, it's not a bronzer, it's a blush, but it's, you know, it's really dark. So if you have a hard time finding a contouring product that's dark, if you can't use a cream product, I would highly suggest this one because there's no warmth in this whatsoever. It's like a cocoa dark powder. Loves it. And I eventually want to own all of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors because they are that beautiful. And when I tell you they're like my favorites, I mean like when all else fails, when in doubt, I'm grabbing for these. Are Blushed Copper, their limited edition one. And then if you have Opal, here's a little secret. Blush Copper first and then Opal on top. Marvelous. Marvelous. Some of my favorite blushes come from Black Up this year. For the past couple years, my top 2 arsenals are number 9. This is my everyday peach tone when I just want a natural flush to the cheeks because it looks beautiful. And then today I have on number 12 when I want a little bit more depth. If I'm wearing a bold red or a bold purple, I'm going for number 12 because it's like that perfect cranberry look and it's super pigmented. I love using liquid highlighters. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors in the liquid form are so beautiful. I've come to realize that most of my favorite like matte liquid lipsticks just so happen to be ColourPop. Between More Better and Bedazzled, these 2 are the most highly complimented lipsticks that I have in my collection. Whenever I wear these, I get the most likes on Instagram and I get the most compliments. So I absolutely love those. I know I'm a girl after my nudes, but between these 2, what? no contest at all. I would probably say my favorite liquid lipstick is actually not as liquidy, because those are really, really liquidy. The liquid lipsticks from Stila are more of a gel. It is not as drying on the lips, so if you're looking for liquid lipstick that's not as drying as ColourPop or as Kat Von D's, go with Stila. And I have to be quite honest with you, I sometimes get sick of liquid lipsticks and I miss a traditional lipstick. Like when I want a good matte, I gotta go with Maybelline. They have a full range of nudes. They have from your lightest of nudes to like your chocolate nudes, and I like that, and I like the packaging. I like the smell of them. I'm such a weirdo. The next two I'm just gonna mention at the same time because that's how they're displayed, but I love, whenever I want more of a full range, creamier based nude, I'm going for Milani. I'm going for Milani. Packaging means everything to me. It actually does have a lot. Like, it does encourage me to buy a product if it looks pretty and I want to put it on display if it looks pretty. Milani does that. I love their lipsticks. Everyone loves Milani because they're just killing it. They're killing it. I love them. They're super pigmented. They've got a full range of shades. And then, as if I wasn't already a fan of the melted liquid lipsticks from Too Faced, they launched the melted chocolates, which are more like 90s nudes. They've got some metallic in them. And I'm actually on the Too Faced website. Like, if you go to Too Faced to order the melted chocolates, I'm actually like one of the swatches. So if you see them dark lips, that's me. That's your girl right here on me. The product that I always reach for when I want gloss, I do have to say, are the NYX Intense Butter Glosses. And the Butter Glosses, they are bomb. They've got every nude known to mankind. I'm gonna be the weirdo. I'm gonna just go ahead and smell them while we're here. Why not? A pinky nude. No, I always keep like a mauve pink nude in my purse and then a true nude. Always. They just have a permanent home in my purse. We made it through this whole inventory in one piece. I'm so blessed to be celebrating another new year with you guys, and I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I would love to hear some of the products that were like, take it away, take it home for you this year. Thank you again for watching. I will see you guys on my next video and talk to you soon. Bye.